Thank you, Representative Ballentine, for taking the time to answer some questions about House Bill 3004, the Spending Accountability Act of 2011. My first question I have for you is, what are the basics of this bill?
Well, it's been a, first of all, let me say I'm pleased for my House colleagues that have passed not only the bill that you mentioned, but also the constitutional amendment. We've done that in the first 2-3 weeks of session, and this is, of course, something Governor Haley and I have been fighting for going on 2+ years now. In answer to your question, it's simply this. We will have what's called on-the-record voting, which is the public can see yes or no on how we voted on subject matters such as on a free conference report, on concurrence or non-concurrence from the Senate or the House, vice versa. In other words, if the House changes a bill that came to us from the Senate or vice versa, we'll have to vote on record for that. We also do, in the House, we do the sections of the budget line by line, which is very important. Excuse me, not line by line, section by section. And then most importantly is on third reading. If the bill is amended after second reading, we want to make sure that nothing major happened, or if it did, we want to be on the record of who was for it or who was against it. So it's really very simple to most people. Doesn't cover the congratulatory resolutions and things like that that happen quite a lot in the House, so it's not going to slow down the House from that manner.
Okay. And how will this change the day-to-day operations of the House and the Senate?
It's interesting that when we were having some resistance the first couple of years, people told us it would cost too much or it would slow things down. A roll call vote can take up to 3 minutes, but certainly if the board is overwhelming, the Speaker can shorten that with unanimous consent and just say, hey, okay, is it okay if we close the board? What I think it'll do is it'll make us, you hear the deliberative body for the Senate a good bit. Hopefully it'll make the House a little bit more deliberative, and we'll understand, hey, let me make sure that this is what I want to do because my people back home now are going to know that I am pressing red or I am pressing green. And so it's going to hopefully have us spend a little bit of time thinking more about the bills before they come to the floor and listen to the debate. Also, what I'm hoping is maybe we're going to see some bills in the past that have come to the floor. They may not come anymore. If people understand, you know what, everybody's going to know we're debating this on the House floor. I don't know if we should do it or not. That might limit some of that so we can actually just do the work that the people are wanting us to focus on.
All right. And lastly, how will the passage of this bill benefit the South Carolina populace?
Well, I mean, I think it's a wonderful thing because everybody will then know where their representative or senator stands on a particular issue. In the past it's been documented that there were times we did a lot of voice votes, and what that simply means is, for lack of a better word, everybody, raise your hand if you like it, raise your hand if you don't, and the majority, let's say, liked the bill, it would go down as passing that in that manner. Well, you didn't know if your individual representative or senator liked it, didn't like it, or what have you. Now, particularly with the website that the state has put up, you can see, hey, Ballentine was yes for this or Ballentine was no for that. I agree to some extent with my colleagues that, sometimes it's going to be a game of gotcha politics, which is what consultants are known to do. But more importantly, what it's going to do is allow everybody to be accountable to the voters. And if I voted yes and somebody wanted to know why, or why didn't I vote no and things like that, they're going to know, and I'm going to have to tell them and have that discussion. So I think it's going to obviously hold accountability, not just with spending dollars, but some of the other bills that come through that are important in everyday lives in South Carolinians.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Representative Ballentine.
All right, Jonathan. Good seeing you again.